Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
All right, no Theo Dorsey today. No Theo Dorsey today. I am Mike Rizzo. I am stepping in here on Theoretically Speaking today. No Colin Russo either. Theo's got stuff going on with the baby shower. Not a baby moon vacation this time around, but Theo's got stuff going on with a baby shower, people coming in now. Damian, I did want to start with that. Damian Perez is behind the glass filling in for Colin, which we'll get to in a second. Dame, how are you, brother? You doing good?
Good afternoon.
I'll tell you what, mate. We're 20 days away from the World Cup, and you and I, we're getting ready. We're getting juiced up. We got European football coming to an end this weekend, but that's a whole nother conversation. But you doing good today?
Doing great. I mean, to what you just mentioned, it's hard to believe we're almost there. You know, we always get excited about the World Cup, but it's different this year. You know, it's in our backyard. Yeah. It's here in the United States, so super excited about that.
Now, I thought baby showers were for women. Am I wrong on this?
Guess times have changed.
Do guys go to the baby shower? I thought a baby shower was the girls inviting their friends and they're showering the bride, and the boys aren't allowed anywhere near it.
Right. I had
you had the same assumption.
Yep.
Okay, so that's where
that's the way I would want it too.
That's where Theo is.
Baby, move my ass.
That's where Theo is, and then Colin. Don't even get me started on this. Him and 25 goons are in Austin, and apparently, allegedly, actually not allegedly, Colin texted me, they're on Hinge, swiping everything they see, trying to find a bachelorette party that they could hook up with.
Wreaking havoc.
It's the right move, though. Like I said yesterday to these kids, I said, let me get this straight. The whole Pike fraternity from the class of 2024 is rendezvousing in Austin. No girls, no moves, and no plan.
It's almost like a bachelor.
A bachelor party. A bachelor party has moves, a plan. We're going here. We're going. Dude, you're not getting in anywhere with 20 dudes dressed like idiots with terrible T-shirts. So, listen, I love my boys. I love Theo and I love Colin. But I'm questioning some things today. I'm questioning some things today as I fill in for Theo and Damian fills in for Colin on Theoretically Speaking. Now, I know Theo, I know Colin, I know they watched the NBA game last night between my Cleveland Cavaliers.
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
And the New York Knicks. Now, again, the New York fan, you know I love you. The crowd was electric again. That first half, you know, Brunson had 2 points, and the Cavs were down 5. And I'm sitting there going, all right, this is about to get really ugly. I tuned in to Inside the NBA at halftime, and Shaquille O'Neal, Diesel, who I love dearly, one of my favorite players of all time, the Diesel goes, Jalen Brunson's got 2 points at halftime. Ain't no way. He was on to something,
Spot
bro.
on.
Because I'll tell you what, the Cavs didn't have a shot in Sam Houston last night of winning that ball game. Now, they shot horrifically. I mean, they couldn't hit the red side of the bar. They couldn't hit water if they fell out of Uncle Mark's boat last night. They were awful. And I expected a big come down. I said the Knicks would win by 20 points last night. You know, that was a gut-wrenching game one loss. You're up 22 points. You completely capitulate and get eviscerated in the final 7 minutes of the game. The issue I have is they started out strong. It looked like that the Cavs were going to be able to hang around the entire game, and then the last 5 minutes of the first half happened. That 5-minute mark, with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, when the Knicks started to show signs that they were going to pull away, that's when I knew we were in trouble. And then, Damian, I mean, you know, Kenny Atkinson, who is the biggest joker in the NBA right now, biggest clown, joker, whatever adjective you want to throw in there, his solution to stopping Brunson was to I say this, to dork Josh Hart. Damian, do you know what it means to dork somebody on a basketball court.
Just let him be. Don't even mark
Not
him.
even bother defending him outside of the arc.
Let him shoot.
Let him shoot. Oh, did they let Josh Hart shoot 5 of 11 from 3? The guy had 5 3-pointers last night, 26 points in a playoff game. Now, to maybe defend Kenny Atkinson a little bit, Hart was like a minus 18 in game 1. I mean, he was dreadful.
But to that point,
and Dame quickly, he wasn't even on the court at the end of the game. Landry Shamet was on the court at the end of the game. But go ahead.
I understand going into the game with a game plan of let's just let him shoot and live with the results. But I feel like at some point you have to make an adjustment. I mean, he's shooting and he's making it. So are you still going to keep that same game plan or make an adjustment?
Now, what Kenny said after the game in so many words is that if the Cavaliers would have made their, quote, open shots, that they would have been in the ballgame and arguably had a chance to win. Kenny Atkinson said the Cavs got unlucky in game 1. I actually think they got unlucky last night. Game 1 was just one of the worst coaching jobs I've seen. No. The worst coaching job I've ever seen in my life. And then game 2 comes around, and the Cavaliers can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. 9 of 35 from 3. Damian, the Cavs take a lot of threes. All right, almost more than anybody in the league. They're right up there with the Celtics. They shot 26% from 3. And how about this? 32 free throw attempts. They shot 69%. Yeah, you're done. You left 10 points at the line. You shot 26% from 3. You're not winning. You're not beating anybody.
And 38 from the floor.
You're not beating the Heat. You're not beating the Wizards. Not that the Heat and the Wizards are in the same bracket.
How'd
you
the
get
Heat
what
catch a stray here?
Sorry. You're not beating the Wizards. You're not beating the Kings. I mean, you're not beating bad teams shooting like that. And at 39% overall in the game. Damian, the more, and by the way, folks, 888-760-3776. We'll get into the Knicks side. I mean, obviously, New York is flying. The Knick fan was great last night. I am really happy for New York Knick fans. They are a pessimistic bunch, similar to my fandom, okay? We're all pessimistic in Northeast Ohio. Knick fans are the same way, just because they have scars similar to us. But all my Knick fans out there, 888-760-3776. I mean, I do not see this going past 5 games. I think the Cavs will probably win 1 game at home, and then the Knicks will win 1, and it's going to end in the Garden coming up next Wednesday. That's my best guess. I tweeted last night it's over. They're outmatched. They're outcoached. They're outclassed. And for some reason, listen, Damian, you brought it up to me. Is Donovan Mitchell tired? Like, what's going on with the Don? And it's not even like he had a rough game last night. He had 26 points, but like 2 of 7 from 3.
There's just no takeover.
He just didn't look fluid, man.
And that could be either, like you said, injury, maybe something physical, or it could just be as simple as just this. They played 2 series that went to game 7. They could be very tired out there, and that could be a sign of it as well.
Bridges, Brunson, Hart, Towns, and Anunoby all over 15 points. Excuse me, Anunoby sitting right at 14. But Brunson, 19. Bridges, 19. Towns, Cat, who had about 13 points in the first half, ended up with 18 and 13, the double-double machine. If Karl Anthony Towns is able to go and get a double-double like that and get his 15 and 10, that's the recipe for success for the Knicks this postseason. I understand people want to focus on Brunson, and certainly Kenny Atkinson wanted to do it last night with his defensive game plan. But when Karl Anthony Towns goes and gets his and shoots over 50% from the field, I feel like that's when New York is firing on all cylinders. The 2, I think, difference-making players for both teams in this series. Let's start with the Knicks. Last night, it was Josh Hart, but I think in totality, throughout the playoff run, if Anunoby plays well, the Knicks play well. And on the flip side for Cleveland, it's Evan Mobley. And I know I'm hard on Mobley. I call him the $60 million man. I still do not think he's worth $60 million.
He had a great first half last night.
And he barely shot the ball in the second. He shot 8 shots in the game, Damian. And he shot 3 threes. I think all 3 of them came in that first half. I mean, Harden and Mitchell just started chucking. And I... Like, they needed to. And Sam Merrill was, 0 of 7 from 3. Merrill he didn't take a shot. He took one shot in the second half. He was 0 for 6 from 3 at halftime, and I think 0 for 6 from the field. And obviously, he's a three-point specialist. But golly, was he awful. And Max Strus, Mr. Heat Culture, terrible last night. Minus 17 on the plus-minus for Strus.
Forgot he even played.
He's usually instant offense, instant defense. He's one of those players, Damian, that, Heat fans around here know well and love, but God, did he not have his fastball.
He's a spark.
God, he didn't have his fastball. And I could argue none of these guys. I mean, I was watching Craig Porter Jr. at the end of that game last night. That should never happen. And you could chalk it up to bad shooting, but, Damian, you got to give credit to the Knicks, though. You got to give credit to the Knicks, the way they defended, the way they heckled the Cavaliers. And, listen, that's why I was worried with Detroit. Like, I was worried with Detroit, how physical they are, how they like to get in your face. The Knicks are Detroit on steroids. This is a group that has organically formed. The Knicks roster has organically formed, I would say, over the last 4 or 5 years. You had your first playoff run with Randall when you beat the depleted Cavs in the first round. And then you go to the conference final, you trade for Cat. And now this year, you're up 2-0 against a tired and pathetic Cleveland squad. And I think, Damian, people are already speculating Spurs and or Thunder versus the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, that's the clear one right now. I mean, the Knicks are playing unbelievable basketball. And the thing about the Knicks that was the one thing everybody mentioned last year was they had no bench. This year I feel like that's a big part of the Knicks.
They had a bench, but
they weren't using it.
Tibbs didn't use it.
And this year, there's no player on that Knicks roster that's top 10 in playoff minutes. Jalen Brunson is that first player off the Knicks roster, and he's at 10. So I think that's the huge difference. I mean, these players they look fresh out there compared to the Cleveland Cavs. And the bench has been a great contributor, whether it's Alvarado, whether it's McBride. They've given you good minutes. That's the difference with the Knicks this season that we didn't see from them last year.
Bridges, 9 of 12, 19 points. Anunoby, 5 of 8, 14 points. Josh Hart, 10 of 21 and shot 55% from 3. You're done. You're like, if you're the Cavs and you're going to shoot 39% from the field and you're going to have Mikal Bridges play 40 minutes and give you a plus 20 on the plus minus, this is over. Like Knick fan, I know the Knick fan out there that is listening, we got to go to Cleveland. They're pessimistic. This is over. Over, Damian Perez. Is there any way that the Cavs can come back in this series?
I think Donovan Mitchell. I mean, that's your X factor.
That's where you're at this point, is the Don?
I mean, he had a good game last night. A good game, 26 points on 44% shooting.
Horrible from 3, man.
I haven't seen him take over. There's times where the Cleveland Cavs, especially in game 1, with that James Harden, just the absolute just fell apart in the fourth quarter. We needed to see a Donovan Mitchell that just took the ball and just took over the game. And I don't think we've seen that up to now. I think that's what it'll take.
I'm trying to not be doomsday over here. But at this point, even our program director, content director, Brian Rowitz, he goes, well, the Knicks, everyone's counting the Knicks out. I go, Brian, what are you talking about? He goes, everyone's counting the Knicks out in the finals. I said, Brian, can we end the series first? Like, I know this is on its way to about 5 games, but he's not the only one. And, Stephen A., Kendrick Perkins, first take this morning. My God, can't the Cavs use that as motivation? You think that Cleveland could use that as a bit of motivation to get going in the series? Everyone's already, giving the Knicks a free pass to the NBA Finals. You hope that, and if you're a neutral out there and not a Knicks fan that's listening, even if you're a neutral, you hope that this series can get extended past the weekend. And my best guess, once again, from the jump, I said the Knicks in 6. I fast forward that timetable to 5 games. Can't go down 0-2 to this team. Can't, Dame. Can't go down 0-2 to this Knicks team that over the last 3 years being in the NBA playoffs, they have proved that they could go out and win on the road. They have proved that they could be road warriors and get big results on the road. Last year in Boston. This year, I mean, Philly, the Hawks, that decisive game down 2-1. They have proved that they could go win tough matchups.
Even game one of this series.
And that's why, and even the Cavs did against Detroit. That's why, maybe I thought the Cavs could steal one in Detroit. And they had one. Let's not go there. Folks, 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. Folks, welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care. At Baptist Health, from sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care trusted by the pros. Get back to the life and the activities you love. You can learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That is baptisthealth.net/ortho. And once again, 888-760-3776. Knicks fans, basketball fans alike, what's your take on the Knicks and the Cavs series? Knicks up 2-0, taking full control of the series, taking care of home court, and now they're gearing up to go to Cleveland to steal a road result and try to end this thing coming up on Wednesday at Madison Square Garden. You're there, 5 games?
I was going to ask you, Mike, if the Cleveland Cavs do win on Saturday, how much hope would that give you?
They got to win 2 in a row. They got to win. They got to win both games at home. They can't go down 3-1. You don't have LeBron James. You're not winning. You don't have the best player of all time. You're not winning. So if the Cavs lose one game at home, it is over. And don't get it twisted. Like, this isn't – and I like Mitchell. And listen, I like a lot of the core Cleveland roster. But, Damian, watching James – and listen, I think James Harden can win you 45 regular season games. He could get you into the playoffs. But when push comes to shove, I don't see how the Cavs are a better team with James Harden on the floor during crunch time. Yeah. I've watched every single Cav playoff game this season. I don't see the vision on how this is a better Cavs team with James Harden on the court with the game on the line. I gave him a pass against Detroit because even in that game, let's see here, 5, the game 5, where he tried losing the game, he made game-winning plays. Game 6, he was dreadful. And Game 7, it was a blowout from the jump. And then fast forward to Game 1 against the Knicks, I can't get that out of my head. And even last night, like Harden, he played decent enough last night. 18 points and 6 rebounds, but it wasn't crunch time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had empty calorie numbers yesterday. That game was over midway through the third quarter. The Cavs had, what was it, it was a 14-0 run for the Knicks in the third quarter. It's just like,
and that's the problem. It's the defensive end, because on the offensive side of the court, I feel like James Harden, he can get by. He shows face. Maybe his shots aren't falling, but he can facilitate. But it's on the defensive side of the court where it's just like he's a cone.
How are you in the Eastern Conference Finals and you're not scoring a basket for 5 minutes? That's why this is going 5. That's why this series is over. The lack of scoring that happens through 5 to 8 minutes of a game, it's unheard of. I don't know how they got here. I said after Game 1, I wish they would have lost to the Pistons. I'm still there. 888-760-3776. Once again, that's the Baptist Health Hotline. Now, Damian, we have sound from Josh Hart. Now, this was a reporter asking an analytical question to Josh Hart?
Correct. So they basically referred the analytics going into the game and going into the series. And Josh Hart, nonetheless, had a very interesting response.
So here's Josh Hart getting analytical with a reporter after the game. 26 points for Josh Hart, career high in the playoffs.
I'm never a huge analytics guy. At a certain point, they're a lamppost to a drunk person. You can lean on them, but it won't get you home. So at a certain point, you got to have a good feel for the game.
A lamppost to a drunk person, you could lean on them, but it's not going to get you home. That's elite.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. That's elite. I am not
Perfect way of putting it.
I'm not analytical guy at all, by the way. I think numbers have their place, but I think teams that consistently use them more than any team, I think it's a detriment.
Cleveland.
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one
time.
cares.
No, we had that stat geek, Paul DePodesta, for years, but I liked that a lot. Now, once again, Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the Cavs, his response to neutralize Jalen Brunson was to keep Josh Hart wide open all game. And Josh Hart had 26 points and 5 of 11 from 3. You can't make it up. You truly can't make things up. Let's take our first time out, folks. This is Theoretically Speaking. Once again, Mike filling in for Theo. Damian Perez is behind the glass. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. Knicks fans, NBA fans, what do you think of the Eastern Conference Finals? Are you doomsdaying a little bit like me? It's probably going to be 5 games. On the flip side, we'll talk a little Wemby. We'll talk a little Thunder. I have an interesting stat about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All that coming up next. Theoretically Speaking, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. You come out of the store and suddenly every car looks the same. This is where people break. We stay calm. No panic button, no wandering in circles. You remember the road, the angle, the landmark. That's command. Champions remember where they parked. ESPN 106.3.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The pink smoke is in the air.
Time for the Inter Miami Herons Report presented by Hard Rock Bet. The Herons finally got their first win at New Stadium with a 2-0 victory against the Portland Timbers Sunday night. And who would have guessed it, Messi got things going early.
Suarez to Segovia, back to Messi, Messi shot, goal! What a liquid play by Inter Miami! Exactly how they wanted to draw that up, liquid play!
Mike Rizzo with the call on ESPN 106.3. Herman Berterame would double the score with an assist from Messi in the 42nd minute, and that would be enough for the win. The Herons remain in second in the MLS Eastern Conference standings, and they have just one more game before the World Cup break. It's back home on Sunday, May 24th at 7 p.m. against the Philadelphia Union. Bet every match, every goal scorer from every league around the world with Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Congratulations to the Kaiser Seahawks women's tennis team for winning their first NAIA title since 2003, and the men's lacrosse team claiming their 4th straight championship. Kaiser University, your home for 31 national championships. KUSeahawks.com.
Mike Rizzo here. This Memorial Day weekend, be right in the moment without being out of it. With Gießen 0%, you get real wine taste, crafted from premium Marlboro wine with the alcohol gently removed. Crisp citrus, tropical notes, refreshing from the first sip. Perfect for the barbecue, the patio, the beach house, or wherever the long weekend takes you. Stay sharp, stay social, savor every moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Baby, move my ass.
No Theo today. Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo. Theo is on baby shower duty. Me and Damien are a little confused. Growing up Italian, Sicilian American, the men weren't allowed anywhere near the baby shower. So we're kind of sitting here wondering what's going on.
Baby, move my ass.
But Riz filling in for Theo. Damien filling in for Colin, who is on a goon trip in Austin. We are theoretically speaking today, 888-760-3776. I am reacting to the Knicks and Cavs, and the Knicks taking a dominating lead 2-0 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Lifelong Cleveland man, Cleveland fan, myself, trying to talk myself into this going more than 5 games. I don't see how this goes more than 5 games, and hopefully Carter in Atlanta can help me out with that. Carter in Atlanta, you're on Russo and Rizzo. You're on Theoretically Speaking.
Baby, move my ass.
What's up, Mike?
Carter, how are you, brother?
Yeah, I was pretty good. How about you?
Good, mate. Is there any way my team gets back into this?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling about. I was meaning to call after game 1. Originally, I was the same as you. I thought, people saying that, Knicks were going to sweep them before. I was kind of like, I think it's I was kind of thinking 6 games. Now that game 1 happened and the way it happened, I wouldn't count out 6, but I'd be fairly shocked. I think Western Conference right now is probably where the champion's going to come from. I think we're watching the final basically there, and I think that's going to be a great series. But I wanted to comment real quick. I mean, you're putting a lot of blame on Atkinson, which is fair, but I'd almost go like 70% of the blame on Harden. I mean, look, defense is 70% effort, 30% skill. He has 0% skill and put about 5% effort. I mean, he was 7-11. Brunson was 7 for 11 on Harden. He's just not trying, and it's exactly what I hate about the NBA. And then you get to overtime, and you already know you're going to lose. And the offensive side of things is a complete lack of effort. They're not running anything. They're just, playing. I mean, they scored 3 points. You have to try to do that in the NBA.
Now, Carter, if I could rebuttal here, as a coach, when someone scores 15 straight points on a player, you think you'd pull him from the game and not blow a 20-point lead. That's why I put it on Atkinson. Pull him off the floor. I don't care that he's a star. I don't care that he's your best player. You got to win that game. Is there something to that?
I mean, I think that's fair. But at the end of the day, he is, and you said, yeah, I get he's your star. But he is your star, and you're still counting on him to actually give a little bit of an effort and, give you some offensive I guess push on the opposite end of the ball since he's not giving you anything on the defensive side. In the timeout thing I get. The only thing I push with that is I've seen teams, call timeouts and still blow leads. I mean, all it really does is going to break up what's going on, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
I just
that's going to really work.
Carter, I just think 18. He called the timeout when it got 18-1, and it was a 3. You got to be better than that as a head coach for me. Now, listen, Carter. I know you're a big Atlanta Brave guy. First off, Acuna's on my fantasy team. Is everything all right with the thumb?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, he hasn't been that great this season, which is, I'm still shocked how well they're doing. We're not relying on him. Austin's still not himself.
Well, Matt Olson, Matt Olson's the MVP at this point.
No, I said Austin. But
Matty Olson, but what I'm saying is Matty Olson
no,
is NL MVP right now.
Yeah, no, he's playing insane. And you mentioned it a couple weeks ago. I mean, Baldwin is playing out of his mind too. I mean, they're flying right now. But yeah, Acuna, I think he's fine. I'd like to think he's going to come on the second half of the season. He's done this before. He's Ronald Acuna. I mean, you got to figure he's going to get going. Right now the star is the starting pitching, and the way Strider's coming back, we'll get Schwellenbach back here soon enough. They're going to be tough to. I think they're going to give Dodgers a good run for their money.
Yep. Carter, thank you so much for the call, brother. That's Carter in Atlanta chiming in on Theoretically Speaking. Now, we'll talk a little baseball later on in the program. You got Garrett Cole coming back on the bump tonight for the Yankees. The Tampa Bay Rays are 19-5 at home. That is like, and if we remember, folks, the Rays played at Steinbrenner Field because of what happened with the Hurricanes on the West Coast, but they're back in their home stadium and they're playing phenomenal. So congratulations to the Rays so far. They're the almost quarter-way MVP in my eyes, but we'll talk a little baseball later on. Now, Damian, what I wanted to ask you, have you ever leaned on a lamppost when you were drunk?
Yeah, man. It's like all you got there. That's pretty much what saves you in that moment.
But once again, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, we had Josh Hart say this about analytics after the game.
I'm never a huge analytics guy. At a certain point, they're a lamppost to a drunk person. You can lean on them, but it won't get you home. So at a certain point, you got to have a good feel for the game.
Now, Damian, I don't have a problem sharing this story. I'm probably 5 years sober, folks. Struggle with alcohol issues and then a couple other things. But in college, Damian, I would be leaning on lampposts at Ohio University.
A lot of
at OU, we have Court Street where all the bars were on, and our house that we lived in was spitting distance from Court Street. And sadly, one night I was walking home, and I got picked up. I was.
You didn't make it.
I got picked up. I was struggling to get home. The officers saw me. Obviously, they were looking out for my safety. But apparently, I was leaning against some light posts on Court Street, trying to, make my way home one night at Ohio University. So not a proud moment in my life, but it happens. It's immediate. I think of a lamppost. That's immediately what I think of.
And that's exactly what Josh Hart was talking about.
Yeah, I got picked up.
Yeah,
got picked up. But you just heard from Carter in Atlanta, 888-760-3776. That is the number to get on in here on Theoretically Speaking. We are reacting to the Cavaliers getting blown out last night by the New York Knicks. It is 2-0 in that series. Now, on the flip side, you just heard Carter in Atlanta say that this is and it does my head in. It drives me crazy because one of my teams is playing in the Eastern Conference Final, but Carter was completely right. You're seeing the finals in the Western Conference right now. And I know Colin, like 2 days ago, Colin Russo, host of Russo and Rizzo, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., asked me, he goes, Mike, is this the finals? I said no. I guess and this was before the Eastern Conference Finals started. So, I was full of hope. Maybe my team can do it, or even the Knicks. To be fair, and the New York fan, if you listen, I love you. I rather see the Knicks win, comparatively than any other team in the West. And obviously, I'd rather have my team win over anybody. So I guess I had a little bit of that. I wanted a suffering Knick fan to be able to possibly enjoy winning a title for myself selfishly. I wanted to win another title for the first time since 16 again. But, man, are they playing a different sport? Dame, are they playing a different sport in that Western Conference Final?
I feel like it's a little bit of that, but it's also, in a way, they've gotten very, I don't want to say fortunate because they earned it, They got through the first two rounds relatively easy, and that's to their credit. They're playing unbelievable basketball. But it's something to be said that, next series for them is going to be completely different. Were they tested enough in that run? Are they prepared? And I'm sure they probably will be. You know, when you're talking about the playoffs, that's really all you think about, winning the playoffs. But there is something to be said about how easy it's been so far for the Knicks and how hard it's going to be in the next round.
Now, what Stephen A. Smith was saying on First Take today is if you're the Knicks, you want to focus winning in 5. You want to argue. I mean, obviously, a sweep would be nice if you're the Knicks, but be realistic. The Cavs will probably win 1 game on their home floor.
Got to be tomorrow.
And then if the Knicks steal, they could end that on Wednesday and get some significant rest while you hope that Western Conference Finals go 7. And I think I'm there. I think that we've been saying it all show, but I don't think you could go down 2-0 against this Knicks team. You know, specifically when you line it up, Knicks versus Cavs, the Knicks are the more polished team. I think they're the more cohesive team. And I just think top to bottom, and it kills me to say this, I think they have the better roster.
They look like the hungrier team.
I mean, it's like Cat, Brunson. Like, I would take those two. And sadly, you would take those 2 players over anybody on the court for Cleveland. And you know, it sucks because you got Donovan Mitchell, who I think is a fine player. I hope the Cavs re-sign him.
I think he's
but
getting.
It's
I feel like he's in a way getting a pass for all of this. You know, we talk about Harden. You've mentioned Mobley a few times, but I don't think there's enough said about how, I guess, not bad Donovan Mitchell has had of a series, but just not dominant. And I think that's someone who, in a way, has gotten a pass up to now.
Let's put it in perspective with Don. The game was over in the 4th quarter, so you didn't have crunch time. But in game 1, you did have crunch time. And Mitchell was 0 for 7 from the 7-minute mark till the end of overtime. He didn't make a basket. The Cavs were up 22 points with 7:35 to go in the ballgame. And Donovan did not have a shot. Did not make a shot.
And that's your guy.
Yeah,
it's your guy.
And I had to watch James Harden pull the ball out 6 different times and dribble out the shot clock. Come on, man. That's not basketball. But it's just not. That's like Harden dribble. And Carter from Atlanta talked about it. He goes, Mike, it's an awful watch, the NBA, defensively, and specifically talking about Harden he goes, it's hard to watch Harden play defense because he doesn't try. And then I'll rebuttal with, it's hard to watch Harden on offense when he dribbles the clock to 5 seconds and he chucks up an awful shot.
If you're Donovan Mitchell, go get the ball. Get the ball out of his hands. I mean, you're the guy in Cleveland. It's not James Harden. It's not Mobley. It's Donovan Mitchell's team. Go get the ball out of James Harden's out of hand. That's why. I mean, I understand James Harden has had a horrible, you can even say playoff run up to now, and it's crazy to say because they're in the conference finals, but at least he doesn't shy away from the moment. You know, even if he's 0 for 7, he's going to get the ball. He's going to shoot. That's something I feel like Donovan Mitchell should do moving forward.
And Kenny Atkinson, after that Pistons win, said that Mitchell is the guy that kept the team together all year.
So
the regular season, including that series when they went down 0-2, and even when they blew that game in Game 6. And you're right, it's time to show it. And the famous saying is, the series doesn't start until a road team wins. The Knicks still have to win on the road, but I don't feel confident. Now, I said before the break last segment, I had a statistic about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, an interesting one. How often does Shai Gilgeous-Alexander fall on all shots? You seen this?
Every single one.
So Gilgeous-Alexander, and by the way, I want to make sure to give this credit. This comes from Joseph, and rather I'm reading it from Tom Haberstroh. Tom Haberstroh on X, and then Joseph BN Khan. It's JBN Khan on X. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, looking at all shots, including shooting fouls this playoffs, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander falls about twice as often as 4 high-scoring peers collectively. So Gilgeous-Alexander has had 224 shots, Damian. He's fallen on 39 of them. That's a 17% fall rate.
But
Damien, a 17% fall rate on Gilchrist.
Yeah, it's unreal. But I think he's been
I just love how we're statting this.
He's been officiated different in this playoffs. I don't think he's getting the calls he was getting in the regular season. But I mean, to that point, at sometimes it's a bit unwatchable. You know, he's falling over after every single shot.
Dame, he is on a 17% fall rate.
And if he doesn't fall, he like snaps his head back.
I just, how do we keep track of everything, huh? How is someone watched 224 shots of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and sat through every single one of them and went to see if he fell on 39 of them? That's insanity to me. That's insanity to me.
And it just got so much harder for Oklahoma City Thunder with Jalen Williams potentially missing game 3. Yeah. You know, those hamstring issues, once you re-aggravate the hamstring, it's like the timetable is like doubled. So very interesting to see how they handle that situation as well.
I think they're running out of offense. Now, they were able to figure it out with no J-Dub for a while this season, but you're not.
But Chet was present.
You're not playing, and Bron, I love you, brother. LeBron James is listening. Bron, I love you. But you're not playing the Lakers. You're playing the team that gave you fits all season long. The NBA is so much about matchups. Like, that's why I hated when the Cavs got matched up with the Knicks. It's a nightmare. The Cavs don't get – Brunson will bully every guard we have. You know what I mean? Like, and as far as the Thunder with the Spurs, now I could argue nobody can guard Wembanyama, but Wemby, it terrorizes them. He is a nightmare. Freddy Krueger for that team. NBA's matchups, and they don't match up well. And I think, now we're going to continue to talk about it throughout the show. Once again, 888-760-3776, the number to chime on in. Talking hoop. Eastern Conference Finals basically over. Actually over. And then the Western Conference Finals just heating up.
To that point, you talk about matchups. I mean, if you're the Knicks and you're looking at the Western Conference Finals right now, I mean, that Spurs matchup is the one you would want to avoid if I'm the Knicks. Who are you going to throw at Wemby?
I disagree. I think the Thunder are a matchup nightmare for the Knicks. But you throw Mitchell Robinson in a mixture of Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, you can't.
You have a 7-footer.
The thing with Karl, though, he has to stay out of foul trouble. That's important for the Knicks.
But what I'm saying is it's a mixture of both. Like, sadly, for the Knicks, if Mitchell Robinson is out there, they're going to hack a shack.
Right.
But that is a solid kryptonite for about a quarter, I think, for Wemby. Robinson's going to go out there and whack him. You know, I mean, he's old school NBA like that. That's why I think comparatively they match up better. Dude, the Thunder, Gilgeous-Alexander is going to terrorize those guards. Now the thought process would be put Mikal Bridges on Gilgeous-Alexander.
You can at least match up with OKC if you're the Knicks.
But that's a series where either Shai is going to go back-to-back Finals MVPs if that's the case. Dude, here's the thing, Damian.
Well, you got Josh Hart. You can throw Josh Hart at Shai.
Here's the truth. Oklahoma City matches up like that against every team in the NBA outside of one team. And they're playing them right now in the Western Conference Finals. And the reason, and the point I was getting to earlier before I gave the phone number, once again, 888-760-3776, the Baptist Health Hotline. The Spurs, they tried coming back about 4 different times in that game 2 against the Thunder. I think the Spurs win tonight. I think they could blow them out. I think to the point, and by the way, the Thunder, I want to make sure I get this right. The Thunder are underdogs for the first time in 33 playoff games.
Plus 1.5, right?
First time in 33 playoff games that the Oklahoma City Thunder are underdogs. I think tonight's San Antonio's night. I think they go up 2-1. And then if you're the Thunder, you got to, Dame, you got to win one.
If you're the Spurs,
you have to win one if you're Oklahoma City.
How important would you say it is for the Spurs to win tonight?
Well, they gotta win. Granted, as
tonight though, not looking at the 2 games at home tonight.
I just don't think. Do you look at this game tonight and think there's pressure on the Spurs? I look at this game and go, wow, there's tremendous amount of pressure on the Thunder who lost home court.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they won the first game in Oklahoma City.
I think the Spurs are going to be playing loose tonight. They're at home. They job done. They were able to.
There's room for error too.
Yes.
You know, if you lose tonight, you don't lose the home field advantage, quote unquote.
And they were able to. They did their job on the road, and this is a team they terrorized throughout the regular season. I don't think Wembanyama fears anybody. I think he's just that kind of player that oozes confidence and wants the ball in big spots and isn't afraid of the moment. And you know those Spur fans are going to be ready to rock tonight. Yeah. I wonder if they're going to wear those like color rush jerseys. You know what I'm talking about?
That's one of the coolest things I've seen so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, it got mixed reviews. I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too.
I liked it a lot, but I certainly I look at tonight and I don't think that the San Antonio Spurs are playing with any pressure. And when it comes to Oklahoma City Thunder, I think the pressure is on the back-to-back MVP. The pressure is on the guy with the 17% fall rate.
I think there's to add to the pressure, I think there's also a lot of pressure on Chet Holmgren. With everything we've heard up to now, whether it's him being afraid of Wembanyama, whether it's Wembanyama just absolutely hating him. If we're looking at this series alone, there's only one of the two that have showed up, and that's Wembanyama.
Well, Chet had a good game too, and I could argue
he had like 10 points.
But that third quarter specifically, the third quarter for Chet was electric. Electric, and that's when the Thunder started to find their groove, is when Chet started to turn it around. Now I'm with you. Forget about it tonight. With the crowd, oh my God.
He's going to get eaten alive.
He's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Chet's going to be a nightmare. Now, Hartenstein, I thought that Dagnall, head coach for
that was the
Thunder,
adjustment.
I thought that they did a good job there. And you got to keep him out of foul trouble and see how things go. But, folks, 888-760-3776. I got to take a second time out. But let me tell you a little bit about Duffy's Sports Grill. Now, folks, the thing that I like getting, all right, is the honey garlic chicken sandwich. And you might go, Riz, what are you talking about? Ain't no honey garlic chicken sandwich. It's one of those things on the menu that you got to ask for. The buffalo chicken sandwich, you could substitute it into honey garlic and get it coated in honey garlic. Thank me later. A little onion, a little lettuce, maybe throw a piece of American cheese on there, throw some of that delicious Duffy's Ranch, and you're ready to go. But, folks, the power play is happening right now at Duffy's Sports Bar and Grill. You know that the moment when you're starving, nothing sounds good. Well, think of the power play at Duffy's Sports Grill. It's a real deal comfort food, juicy, made-to-order burgers, stacked high, crispy chicken tenders that actually crunch. You know those wings, those award-winning wings. You could pick any of your favorite sauces, you know, the classic like buffalo or maybe something with a little more kick. And if you're a sandwich person, I already told you the you know what you need to do, getting the honey garlic. But they've got loaded sandwiches, wraps, all packed with flavor and big enough to actually fill you up. And that's what I love about Duffy's and the power play menu. It's not small portions or light options. You know, Colin Russo and I, we got big appetites. All right, we prefer quantity sometimes over quality. Well, you get both quantity and quality at Duffy's Sports Grill. It's legit Duffy's food, great value, great quality. You can choose your entree and a side for just $13.99. Perfect for lunch, perfect for everything. So the next time the hunger hits, I don't want you to overcomplicate it. Make sure you make the smart call with the Duffy's Power Play at Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's, our game is always on. Quantity, quality, Duffy's has it all. That is Duffy's Sports Grill. When we return, we'll continue the conversations about the NBA Western Conference Finals and Eastern Conference Finals. Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey, who is on baby shower duty.
Baby, move my ass.
And Damian Perez filling in for Colin Russo, who is on a goon trip in Austin on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Have you ever wished buying a car felt more like buying from a friend? You know, someone you actually like and trust? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is a better way to do it because it's all about how you're treated. Imagine this. You make a quick call, say what you're looking for, and before you even arrive, there's a car waiting for you. You can even get a text with photos ahead of time so you know what to expect. No guesswork, no pressure, just a simple experience. And right now, for the next 10 days, get invoice pricing on every car in the showroom. No games, no surprises, no hidden fees. Just real, transparent pricing. More comfortable with a female sales pro? Need a Spanish-speaking team member? They've got you covered. Call Lottie Mister at 561-433-1511. That's 561-433-1511. Or stop by Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, 735 South Military Trail. Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, where car buying finally feels like it should.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey, who is on baby shower duty.
Baby, move my ass.
And then Damian Perez filling in for Colin Russo, who is on the Pike fraternity trip to Austin. We are theoretically speaking today on ESPN 106.3. Folks, if you watched the Cavs and Knicks last night on ESPN, if you're an Xfinity member, you already are enjoying ESPN as part of your TV lineup with live games, daily sports coverage, and expert analysis. But if you do have Xfinity, the ESPN Unlimited plan is available at no additional cost, giving you access to additional ESPN content in the ESPN app, on-demand programming, and originals to explore. Visit Xfinity.com/your subscriptions. That is Xfinity.com/your subscriptions to activate ESPN's unlimited access, then start watching in the ESPN app. Damian, I got to be honest, mate. That the fall rate, is that what we're calling it with Shea?
Yeah.
The fall rate, the 17% fall rate.
Shot to fall rate.
It's one of the more ridiculous stats I've ever seen in my life. Now, the guys who also fall while shooting, James Harden, 11%, and Jalen Brunson, 9%. Right? That seems about right. Harden flails more. What do you think James Harden's flail rate is?
Ooh.
Is there a flail rate?
It's pretty high. But to that point,
every shot he's kicking his leg out. Remember Draymond Green got suspended for that.
Right.
Didn't he kicked someone and,
It was the king. It's your guy, LeBron.
I think there was even so obviously he got suspended for Game 5. I even think there was one against the Thunder.
Or was it Rudy Gobert?
Well, all I know is obviously
that was the chokeout. Rudy Gobert was the chokeout.
No, the chokeout was Jordan Poole in a practice, I thought.
No, that was the knockout.
The knockout.
Yeah.
So the chokeout, the knockout, the kick to the
groin.
And then there was another kick to the So he got suspended. I think, dude, he was flailing in the Thunder game. Regardless, I'm surprised that hasn't happened to Harden, to where he's flailing and he accidentally picks up a technical foul or something.
But to that point, James, that's something that, and look, being a Miami Heat fan, Dwayne Wade was a player that he got a lot of calls, but they were different calls. He would get that pump fake, he would get you up in the air, and then he would draw the foul. But I feel like James Harden and even Shai does it too if he's not falling over.
Wade was one of my favorite players.
He was so clever with getting fouls.
Wade with it. It's funny because I liked Wade more defensively. He was the best. Wade is the best defensive guard I have ever seen.
Unbelievable.
The big one of the
best blocking guard.
He is. He has the most. He has the most blocks as a guard. But folks, the NBA that I grew up with young Melo in those amazing sequence like baby blue Denver jerseys.
The Nuggets.
LeBron with the incredible
with
Cavs
the yellow
jersey.
headband.
And then LeBron with the incredible Cavs jersey. Wade in Miami winning titles with Shaq. And just, dude, the best dasher, cutter that I've ever seen, I think, at the guard position, Dwayne Wade. And the best shot blocker I've ever seen in Dwayne Wade. And then you had Chris Bosh, who just couldn't figure it out, who's a great player, but he couldn't figure it out in the playoffs with the Toronto Raptors.
With the Raptors.
That's the NBA. Now, granted, I even go a little bit before that. Remember, my uncles that live in L.A., I grew up going to Laker games with Kobe and Shaq. That's truly my first, legitimate, hey, I'm in the arena, and I remember the moment was at Staples Center with those great L.A. teams. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is we're a long way from that NBA. And I think Victor Wembanyama is my saving grace to get back. And granted, I probably sound get off my lawn guy, and I trust me, I'm guilty of that. I'm way too young to be get off my lawn guy. No, I'm not young, but I'm not old at 31 as well. But I feel like everyone always gravitates to the league that they grew up with. Am I right on that?
And I feel like this era, it's kind of an era where they want to be friends with the opposition. And Wemby wants none of that. If he's playing against you, if you're not wearing a Spurs jersey, you're not his teammate, you're not his friend. And that's what he shows on the court. And a bit of that energy, it shows in his game. So that's why it's important, I feel like. And it's refreshing to see a player like that.
And it's and folks, we're talking about the what is it, Dame? The fall rate?
Let's call it the shot to fall rate.
Harden flailing his legs. I think my saving grace, and you guys know I've been down on the NBA all year. Between the Chauncey Billups gambling nightmare, Heat fans with Terry Rozier and the Heat getting screwed out of a roster spot. Just very ugly stuff. Very ugly stuff. That the game, nobody's watching. Our saving grace, I think, comes from France. And I think his name is Victor Wembanyama. Plays every game. He's healthy.
Tries
complain. His butt off. He doesn't take a night off. All right? Wemby doesn't take a night off. All right? I think he is my saving grace for the league. Everyone has been looking for the next face of the NBA. Oh, Anthony Edwards. No, guys, it's Wemby. I don't care that he's French.
And he embraces it.
Folks, I don't care that he's French. Could give up that he's French. I don't care. Whatever. He's amazing. I love watching him play. Outside of my basketball team, there are two guys who I still tune into in this league to watch every single night that I can. That is LeBron James, and that is Victor Wembanyama. That's where I'm at this point.
And I feel like it's a bit contagious because if you look at guys like Stephon Castle, Harper, they play with that tenacity, that kind of Wembanyama kind of exudes. So it's not just Wembanyama. I feel like it's something that's become an addictive trait, and it's carried off onto the whole squad.
Like, and I'm probably wrong for this, but Damian, it seems to me my team, the Cavs, that I watch in some of these playoff games, it's like they're not even putting effort. Like, remember that Game 6 against the Pistons? Granted, I was at the Palm Beach Gardens Jamboree, and I was listening to it on the radio. By the way, great radio broadcast for ESPN. Great radio. PJ Carlissimo does the color. It's amazing. Regardless, I listened to majority of that game. And dude, the effort. It sounded like it wasn't there.
Too.
Yes, and it was a chance to close it out. Like, you don't see that from the Spurs. You don't see that from Wemby.
And then you saw it from the Pistons in Game 7.
Ernie chimes in on the YouTube chat. He says, Riz, I'm on that lawn with you, man. LOL. I feel like my father, who grew up watching Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and then
Charles Barkley.
And then Damian in his 30s came Michael. My dad was born in 61. I mean, yeah, my dad was my age when Michael Jordan was doing his thing. I understand I'm too young to be get off my lawn guy, but I didn't go from Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas.
I know this is a whole other discussion, Mike, but is LeBron a bit to blame for this? Because
no.
Towards the latter stage of LeBron's career, I mean, he's been pretty friendly with the rest of the league. No. You never saw that from Michael Jordan. And this is coming from, LeBron is my GOAT. I'm not taking shots at LeBron here, but he's kind of buddy with a lot of players that aren't on the Lakers.
Well, listen. The argument is he should have never joined up with his buddies. He should have stayed in Cleveland. He should have never came down here to Miami with Bosh and Wade.
That's where it all started.
You want to know who I blame for that era of super team? The Celtics. Garnett, Pierce, Allen. 3 good players who couldn't do it on their own. They became an entity, and LeBron had to leave. He had to leave Cleveland. He couldn't beat him, bro. Bosh, Wade, even Amari Stoudemire didn't want to, and that's another thing, too. Remember, Amari Stoudemire was supposed to go to Cleveland. And he didn't want to go. He told LeBron, he said, dude, I'm not going there. And the rest was history. LeBron, and remember that 08, it started in 08 with the Redeem team. By the way, best Olympic team ever. Spare me with the Dream team. My age is showing. But the 08 team is the best United States team ever. And that's where it started.
Was that when Wade won MVP?
No, it's when Kobe saved us against Spain. Dude, Kobe was, and talk about another era of basketball that I miss. Yeah. Kobe Bryant. My gosh, rest in peace, my young GOAT.
I feel like Kobe had 2 eras, though.
Oh, he really did. I mean, the first, and I was right there for all of them.
Yeah.
The first era was, number 8, which my brother and I, it was like clockwork. We would get on these flights, my brother and I, to visit my uncles. Joe would have a Shaq jersey, and I'd have the Kobe jersey. To the point in high school, my buddy Ope, who was, like 5'2", when we were freshmen, we would do jersey parties on the weekend. He would wear my Kobe jersey. Regardless, like I saw 8 Kobe and then 24 Kobe when he did battles against the Celtics. Remember, Kobe won the MVP, and then there was that great series and great NBA Finals when the Celtics were able to win that first year. And then fast forward, Kobe beats the Magic. Should have been LeBron, Dwight Howard, Rashard Lewis, and Rafer Alston, and Hato Turkey Glue couldn't miss a shot and robbed us from a LeBron and Kobe. Oh, spare me on that. You got 30 minutes for that? Well, but anyway,
got the top of the hour, so I don't know.
But anyway, truly great eras of basketball. How did we get here? 888-760-3776. Oh yeah, it was the fall rate, the fall percentage. What, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 17% fall percentage? Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez, we are theoretically speaking today, taking a timeout. ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering
repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Listen live for all of your Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 1063. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Mike Rizzo here. This Memorial Day weekend, be right in the moment without being out of it. With Gießen 0%, you get real wine taste, crafted from premium Marlboro wine with the alcohol gently removed. Crisp, citrus, tropical notes, refreshing from the first sip. Perfect for the barbecue, the patio, the beach house, or wherever the long weekend takes you. Stay sharp, stay social, savor every moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
At the UPS store, not every small business needs the same thing.
But every small business needs something. We're the scanning and faxing store, the printing store, the packing and shipping store,
I need my designing place and my printing place to be the same place store.
We're the one-stop, right around the corner, everything you need so you can be unstoppable store. The UPS store. Be unstoppable. The UPS store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey, who is on baby shower duty.
Baby, move my ass.
And Colin Russo is on the annual Pike fraternity trip where 20 goons get together and take over a city. Damian Perez filling in for him. We are theoretically speaking today on ESPN 1063. The Baptist Health Hotline number, 888-760-3776. A lot of NBA talk in that first hour. Got the Western Conference Finals coming up tonight. We're switching on over for Game 3 to San Antonio. And the Cavaliers, who don't have a prayer in the Eastern Conference Finals, have officially gone down 0-2. We're all waiting for the Knicks to go to the finals. That's where we're at, right? That's where we're at?
I mean, you said
That's
it,
where
though.
we're at.
The series doesn't start till the Knicks win an away game. But with that being said, I feel like
What's
the
your
Cavs,
confidence You're give me 1 out of 10 your confidence that the Knicks can win a game in Cleveland over the weekend.
I'm at a 10. I think the
10 out of 10.
I think Cleveland's done, and I think it happened in Game 1. And you said it. I feel like the Cleveland Cavs were better off losing that game by 30.
Oh, it happened in Game 1 with Kenny Atkinson.
And they were better off losing that game by 30 than the way that they did. In all honesty, if they would have lost that game by 30, I think they would have been in a better situation right now.
Kenny Atkinson, that son of a. I mean, just it's one of those things where, 2018-esque. Remember when JR forgot the score? Granted, the Cavs never had a prayer in that series with Durant and company, but you win that game, who knows? Who knows? But that's where we're at with the Eastern Conference Finals. And then obviously, folks, I talked for 30 minutes, waxed poetically, about how much I love Victor Wembanyama, how he's saving the NBA, how really outside of my favorite team, I watched 2 other players, LeBron James and Wembanyama. I think he is that kind of player. I think he's that kind of person to lead the league into the next direction. And we found our guy. No need to, he's not American. Who cares? Who cares he's not American? Now, you want to know who is American, Damian, that is going to be making even more money?
Who's that?
That he's already making? That's Matthew Stafford. Stafford signed a 1-year contract extension for $55 million. Potential with incentives could get up to 60. Now, Damian, do me a favor. On your end, I want you to search who the top earners at the quarterback position are per year. I think Allen's number 1 if I'm shooting from the hip. Burrow is up there as well. But per year, I want you to look up because, Stafford, this puts him up
Dak
there.
is actually number 1.
58?
60.
60 on the dot.
60 for Dak, 55 for Josh Allen, 55 for Joe Burrow, 55 for Trevor Lawrence, and 55 for Jordan Love as well. So it's like they match.
Hang on. Trevor Lawrence is making $55 million. Colin's not here to defend him today. $55 million for that guy? That's coming from me, too, who has the worst quarterback contract in history with Deshaun Lotion Man Watson.
5 quarterbacks are at $55 million a year this coming season.
Lord. But Stafford, who, I mean, we'll go through it, but what are you picking? What quarterbacks are you picking over Stafford for next season? To be fair, who are you picking over Stafford for next year? Allen?
Joe Burrow?
Burrow? Really? I think Burrow is, listen, it hurts me to say this. Covered him in high school at Athens, Ohio.
Are we looking at talent or situation?
Burrow. Listen, I love Burrow. All right. Let me make that clear. Injury, and when he came back last year, was he lighting the world on fire? It seemed like he didn't even want to play football anymore. And I love Pokemon. He was talking about Pokemon in the press conferences, okay? Love me some Greninja and Blaziken, okay? And Glamora. But come on. You're getting paid for I don't think that's what Cincinnati Bungle fans want to hear. It just seemed like he's just like disinterested with
and not
football.
just is he getting paid, but he also campaigned for both of his receivers to get wide receiver 1 money.
And listen, man, I don't want to go through the whole should you pay the receivers and whatnot. You pay the really good ones and you pray that they're going to be able to live out the contract. Is that fair? Is that fair? Like if I had Jamar Chase, like you pay Jamar Chase and you pray to God that he's going to be able to hold up his end of the bargain, right? You pay Justin Jefferson.
As opposed to paying both?
I would never have gave T. Higgins money. I think there's a million T. Higgins in the NFL. I could probably name 20 receivers that are better than T. Higgins in the NFL.
Well, that goes back to my point. It was Joe Burrow that, in essence, got him paid. A mixture of Joe Burrow and also Chase.
Do you agree, though? Like, I can probably name 15 to 20 wide receivers I'd rather have than T. Higgins.
Oh, and it's not so much that T. Higgins doesn't deserve a contract like that, but when you're looking at, like, the build of a roster, if you're a GM trying to build a roster and looking at the cap, you know, you really got to be strategic of where you put your money.
Health. Like, Higgins gets hurt. All these guys get hurt for the Bengals. Chase gets hurt. Higgins gets hurt. Burrow gets hurt. Once again, we're reacting to the news of Matthew Stafford signing a 1-year extension. He's got 2 years up to $150 million now on the deal. He's 38 years old. He's turning 39 during this year's postseason, and he's already the NFL's all-time leader in earnings. Well-deserved, right? Super Bowl winner, really turned his career around when he went to the Rams with Coach McVay. And last season, Damian, he led the NFL with 4,700 passing yards, 46 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. Led the league in passing yards in the playoffs as well.
MVP.
Passing yards as well, Damian, the playoffs, 936 with 6 touchdowns. And we all know that, the Seahawks getting the better of them. But
you can argue they were a lateral pass away from being in the Super Bowl as well.
And think of it this way, too. This delays the Ty Simpson era.
I think it's right on track, though.
I would agree.
I think when they drafted Ty Simpson, I don't think they expected him to start this coming year. Even if there were an injury, I don't think they would
trying to think of
go with Ty Simpson.
And once again, folks, 888-760-3776, the Baptist Health Hotline, if you want to chime in. The Damian, if I'm keeping it a buck with you, the only quarterback I'm taking over Stafford next season is Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen.
I would include Lamar Jackson.
No, I'm not taking Lamar over Stafford. You're out of your mind. No chance.
Over Stafford?
No chance.
Oh, then yeah.
What quarterbacks are you taking over Stafford?
I don't know if I would
next season.
In that case, I don't know if I would go Josh Allen over.
I would
Stafford.
now. Let me defend
based on the situation.
Let me defend myself with Allen. Like you could have Damian any pick of the litter for your team next season. What quarterback are you taking? Is the question. I'm taking Allen, and before people light me up, Riz, he blew the Bronco game. I get that. Played awful. But in years past, in the playoffs, he's played good enough to win. The year that was Buffalo's was the Leslie Frazier prevent defense, 17 seconds. Chiefs tied the game and win in overtime. I mean, that brother did everything he could to win that playoff game. It always seems like the Kansas City Chiefs have been the boogeyman for Buffalo, and then last year happens. I love Buffalo Bill fans. I love Buffalo fans, okay? I do. But it just seems like that city's cursed. And Damian, that is completely rich coming from me.
They just thinking about Ohio State. They actually just lost the Game 7 in hockey, too.
That is rich coming from me, who I root for. Okay? Very rich. But I should, dude, if Allen were to, go to another team, if Allen were to go to another contender, I wouldn't be surprised if things fell into place. But I would go with Allen over Stafford, and that's it.
And is that if you're starting a franchise or looking at the situation they're going into next season?
What quarterback do you want next season? I have Josh Allen 1 and Stafford 2. Probably would put Mahomes 3. I think there's a pressure. I think for the first time in Patty's career, there's pressure on him.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming off an injury, though.
Mahomes, like when the Chiefs became the Chiefs, I don't think there was a lot of pressure. They became the Chiefs because it was the perfect storm. Andy Reid, Hall of Fame coach. Tyreek Hill, arguably one of the best receivers in the league at that moment, and a young Patrick Mahomes throwing 4,000 yards. Won a title early. Like, I think the stakes are high for Patty to get back to looking like Patty. Patty hasn't been Patty for 3 years. I'll stand by that. And I like Mahomes. We're the same age. Graduated high school at the same time. Would have graduated college at the same time, but Patrick Mahomes is a Hall of Fame athlete. Or college, Hall of Fame athlete and one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But Patty's got work to do to get up there with Brady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were so ready. We were so ready to crown Mahomes.
That's what he's shooting for.
Better than Tom Brady. Andy Reid's not getting any younger. Travis Kelce's not getting any younger. Rashee Rice, poor guy, can't stay out of trouble. The defense is great. Who do they draft?
Cornerback, the guy from LSU.
And then they got Seattle. Help me out, running back.
Kenneth Walker.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was their big splash in the offseason.
He'll help. Trust me. My God, is he going to help the cause? I love Kareem Hunt. All right? Get it twisted. Willoughby South kid. All right, Kareem Hunt. But, they were handing the ball off to Kareem Hunt.
And, I mean, that Kenneth Walker signing is it's a bit underrated in a sense. Like, people don't talk about it as much. But for the Chiefs and Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, for that matter, to be getting a Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker, who has just been a big play running back his entire career, I mean, this is huge for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, they do have to work on that O-line, but if they figure that out, I mean, Kenneth Walker could be the missing piece. How long has it been since they had a running back like Kenneth Walker?
Early Kareem Hunt.
Right.
And then Kareem got in trouble, and they drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Didn't work out.
Did not work out. And it's been a hodgepodge. Pacheco?
They had Pacheco. He was like a seventh rounder, though. He was never supposed to work out.
It goes to show how great of an organization Kansas City is, because I could argue they won a Super Bowl being one of the best offensive teams like we've ever seen, with Mahomes and the 4,000 yards and all that. And then they win the next two on like defense.
Right.
Like, dynasties change, teams change. I think it's time this Kansas City offense gets back on track. That's why I think there is some pressure on Patrick Mahomes. That's it. And I would still take him. He is still, to me, the third quarterback that I would take for next season, even with the injury and all of that considered. I would probably put Lamar 4, right?
Where does Dak Prescott fall on this list?
5. Darn near 4. Might even put Dak over Lamar.
Because if we talk about a quarterback with pressure, I would say Dak Prescott's got some pressure going.
It's just because he plays for that ridiculous team.
Well, he's got no excuses now. You got George Pickens. You got CeeDee Lamb.
Well, the defense is a sieve, Dame. Come on.
They signed the running back.
No defense, brother. They play
assuming they addressed
that.
Brother,
they play no defense in Dallas.
But they addressed that, or at least attempted to address that with the draft.
You had Mike McCarthy at coach for 3 years. I mean, call me a Jerry Jones loyalist, the Dak Prescott guy. I would take Dak Prescott. I would trade half the roster for Dak Prescott today. I would trade half of the roster, including Myles Garrett, for Dak Prescott. Dead serious.
Yeah.
So that's how high I am on Prescott.
Problems.
Oh, my God.
Your defense is there. Get a few receivers.
Damien, it's not there. If I'm trading half the roster, brother, it's definitely not there anymore. But that's the point. Like, I'm high on Dak Prescott. He is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Top 5 quarterback in the NFL, bar none. I like Lamar a lot. I think Lamar, not to go full on Kenny Atkinson, but I think Lamar has ran into a bit of bad luck. I mean, the drop by Andrews in the playoffs.
Likely as well. Back of the end zone.
The toe.
Zay Flowers fumble.
I just, talk about a guy who's had rotten luck. Look no further than our guy Lamar Jackson from Boynton Beach High School. But it's interesting. When a quarterback gets paid, you always go to these conversations because you look at the other guys who are getting paid similar amounts. And out of the other guys who are getting paid similar amounts, I think that's where I'm at. For next season, once again, for next season, Allen, Stafford, Mahomes, I'll go Lamar reluctantly, Prescott at 5. Is that a fair list? Am I missing? Is Burrow should Burrow be above Dak and be above Lamar and or the three that I have in Mahomes, Stafford, and Allen?
He should be, but I don't think he will be.
I just but once again, to put context here, folks, 2 years at The Ohio State, 2 years at Ohio University. Damien, you know Joe Burrow was you know how we cover high school down here?
Right.
Like we had Joe Burrow for my 2 years, my junior and senior year in high school.
He was even at Ohio State.
Yeah, but he was Mr. Ohio. Dame, I got to get to know him. He's a great guy, and at the time he was a kid, so I guess I'm allowed to say that. He was a great kid, and I hate to slander him, but it's I need to see that operation come together. And if that Bengal operation doesn't come together this year, I ask you, Damian Perez, when the hell is that Bengal operation going to come together?
Well, at that point,
the Steelers are. Don't even. We'll get to the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, the Steelers are dreadful. The Browns are the worst team in the league. The Ravens have a new head coach.
To that point, Mike, if you're Joe Burrow, at what point do you ask out?
It's his fault, though. No, you just got done telling me they paid his buddies. They wanted him to pay his buddies. I just feel like when you, as an organization, and I get it, you don't want to go into quarterback purgatory. Ask the Steelers how that's going. Ask the Browns how that's going. Ask the division members how quarterback purgatory is going. But once you lose your backbone as an organization and a GM to a player, this is what happens. It turns into the NBA. It does. It turns into the NBA where the players start calling the shots and you get James Harden in Philadelphia.
And that's new for the NFL.
You get Paul Pierce, Jason Terry, and Kevin Garnett on the Nets. You know what I mean, man? Is this making sense?
In a way, to that point, I don't think
what with Burrow specifically in the way he operates?
Micah Parsons trade.
Okay.
Micah Parsons.
Wait, hang on.
That's a good example of it actually working out in the favor of the owner.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted. Jerry Jones won the Micah Parsons deal.
Right.
The Packers
he got a lot of slack for trading him away.
The Packers aren't winning a Super Bowl. Micah Parsons has back issues, hamstring issues, the whole 9 yards. And they got 2 first-round picks for it this year. Just ask Joey and Jupiter. Guy was doing backflips. Our household Cowboy fan. Joe and Jupiter was doing backflips during the draft this year.
But that wasn't the narrative when the trade first went down. All we heard when the trade first went down was how big of a mistake this was for the Cowboys.
Do you listen to this show?
And how the Packers were the Super Bowl favorite. That's all we heard
Not
right
Mike
after the
Rizzo.
trade.
What do you mean? I was getting on everyone's case for giving the preseason Lombardi to the Green Bay Packers. It was a joke. I got boxed out by every single media member. I was a joke. Now look at it. Packers aren't winning anything. And I love listen, my Wisconsin people in the office, they know I love them. The Packers aren't winning anything next year. They might be dead last in that division next year. The Vikings will be better with Kyler Murray. You're laughing.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, talk about staying healthy.
That's an interesting. I got one more quarterback I want to get your take on.
All right.
Jared Goff. Because I know this is a team in the Lions
mediocre.
that you said
mediocre in a system.
But when we
he's
talk about
perfect for Detroit. When
we talk about quarterbacks with pressure, I personally would say Jared Goff is entering the season with some pressure.
Yeah. I'm high on the Lions. And I'll tell you why after.
That's why.
I'll tell you why after the timeout. I got to hit a timeout, folks. But once again, quickly to answer it a little bit, I think they flew under the radar last year. They played very well at the end of the season. They got unlucky with that Pittsburgh loss late in the year, if you remember. All right, it's really what saved the Squealers season and making the playoffs and Coach Tomlin. But I think they're out for vengeance. That's a team who's been to the NFC Championship game before. But, folks, this is Theoretically Speaking, Mike Rizzo and Damian Perez. When we come back, I'll tell you my Lions take and also the EDS coolest moment of the week. The EDS coolest moment of the week. We got that coming up next on Theoretically Speaking, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Mike Rizzo here. This Memorial Day weekend, be right in the moment without being out of it.
With Gießen 0%, you get real wine taste, crafted from premium Marlborough wine with the alcohol gently removed. Crisp citrus, tropical notes, refreshing from the first sip. Perfect for the barbecue, the patio, the beach house, or wherever the long weekend takes you. Stay sharp, stay social, savor every moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
At the UPS store, not every small business needs the same thing, but every small business needs something. We're the scanning and faxing store, the printing store, the packing and shipping store, the
I need my designing place and my printing place to be the same place store.
We're the one-stop, right around the corner, everything you need so you can be unstoppable store. The UPS store, be unstoppable. The UPS store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. The only exclusion applies. HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey today. Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo, who is on baby shower duty.
Baby, move my ass.
And Colin Russo, the former treasurer of the Pike Fraternity, is on the annual Pike Fraternity trip where 20 goons take over a city where they are in Austin looking for the nearest bachelorette party. Folks, it is now time to do our EDS coolest moment of the week here on Theoretically Speaking.
What's cooler than being cool?
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
By the way, Damian, spread the word. When I go on vacation, people are allowed to make fun of me as well. So, like, when I go to LA in 2 weeks, you can, Bootsy Bello Riz or whatever you guys want to say. But, folks, this is the coolest moment of the week presented by EDS Air Conditioning. And how is it? It's got to be the Wembanyama shot to tie things up late in the fourth quarter in game one. I mean, I've been waxing poetically about how much I love Victor Wembanyama, how he's kind of, in my eyes, saving the NBA a bit, getting that big-time star that the NBA could hitch the wagon to over the next couple of years. I could give a rat's, that he's French. That doesn't matter to me, okay? It doesn't matter to me. He's a fantastic player. I love watching him play, and that shot was definitely the coolest moment of the week. Now, Damian, you and I are a little different where we actually root for international players all the time in world football. You being a Barcelona and a Liverpool man, me being a Manchester United fan, like Matthias Cunha's Brazil.
Right.
I'd let, if I had a daughter, I'd let Matthias marry my daughter. No. But you get what I'm saying. I love the kid. I love the guy.
Right.
Brian and Blomo, I root for international guys all the time. It doesn't matter to me, but I get the whole conversation of the NBA needing a next step after the LeBron and Steph era. Now, I still think retirement is on the board still for LeBron. Colin disagrees. A lot of, the retirement tour. Listen, I got to keep it a buck. I don't think LeBron gives a rat's about a retirement tour, right? Do you think he wants to do the whole song and dance, getting honored at every arena? I don't think he cares about that.
I don't know if he does. I
don't think he cares about that.
I think he's actually said he doesn't care about it.
I don't think he does, dude.
With that being said, I would find it just unbelievable if we woke up tomorrow and LeBron James was retiring.
Now, Brian Windhorst today was talking about what the Lakers need to do and when it comes to handling the LeBron James situation. Damian, in your eyes, where do you think, first off, does LeBron retire? Second off, if he doesn't retire, is he a Laker? Does he go home to Cleveland? Does he maybe go title chase with an Oklahoma City or a Golden State? In your best guess on May the 22nd, is LeBron going to be playing basketball? And if he is, where is he going to be playing?
I think there's zero chance he retires. I just don't think he retires. Just out of the blue, With that being said, he could stay on the Lakers, but I think it just makes sense for him to go back home. Back to Cleveland.
From your mouth to God's ear. So here's the math. You ready for my master plan, Damian? You want my master plan?
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
You fire Kenny Atkinson. You kick the tires on James Harden. I mean, my God, I've seen enough of James Harden. And I'm a phony because I've changed my tune pretty quick on that. But you get rid of Atkinson, that joker of a coach. You get rid of Harden. You bring in LeBron. You let LeBron pick the coach. And then you trade Evan Mobley and picks for Giannis. And you'll have Mitchell, LeBron, and Giannis. And we don't even have to play the league next year if we win the championship.
I think you're totally giving up on Evan Mobley here.
I would trade Mobley for Giannis tomorrow. Tonight. Hang on. Is Giannis available tonight? I'll trade Evan Mobley tonight to get Giannis to be able to play in Cleveland against the Knicks.
You'd be going all in. At that point,
you're already all in, Damian. The Cavs are
not necessarily. I mean,
Dame, hang on. The Cavs are in the luxury tax more than any team, which means they have spent more money on this roster than anybody in the NBA. They're the highest spender in the NBA. They have went for it. They traded Darius Garland for James Harden, who is supposed to be able to play complimentary basketball to Donovan Mitchell. They are all in. So you either blow it up, which I don't think they do, or you continue to go all in. And that is LeBron going back, trading for Giannis. They'll win 35 regular season games. They'll make it the play-in tournament and then win a finals.
I'd find
because
a way,
they're not going to try.
I'd
won't
find
try
a way to
for
keep Mobley, maybe get rid of Jared Allen and have Mobley play the 5.
Dame. Giannis is like the third best player in the NBA, arguably the best player in the NBA. But who are you taking over Giannis in this league?
No,
Shea and Wemby, and that's it.
I agree with you. Get Giannis however you can. But if you can keep Mobley, how are you going to pair up Giannis with Jared Allen, for example? You're just going to clog the paint.
You make it happen. You can make it happen.
If you're able to keep Mobley, you got to stretch forward or a stretch center at that point.
Damien, if you trade for Giannis, there's no keeping Mobley. They want a young player, and they want a young franchise-esque player, even though Mobley's the third option at best. Would you agree with that? Mobley's the third option of the basketball team?
He should be the second option, but he's the third. Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, and Harden.
But he can't dribble. He can't create his own shot. I give Mobley credit. The wide open threes he's beginning in this series, he's been making. He's been rebounding. He can't defend.
I mean, he was giving Mitchell Robinson some issues in that first half, taking him off the dribble, shooting over him. I just don't feel like he's the focal point of the offense, or he doesn't get the priority he deserves.
So
that could be a Kenny Atkinson problem too.
So you think Bron's going home? The more I think about it, the more I think he'll probably just wind up staying in LA. I just don't know. Like, there are already rumors that the Cavs are going to re-sign James Harden. If that happens, LeBron's not coming back. So
that'd be a mistake.
Sadly, I think it's going to happen. So that's when you'll know if LeBron's going back to Cleveland or not, is what they do with Harden. Now, the more this progresses, the more I think it's back in LA. It just makes the most sense.
Now, Mike, take away Los Angeles, take away Cleveland. Is there a third team that you can see LeBron playing for next year?
Yeah, retirement.
So no third team.
It's just the Cavs and the Lakers. That's it. He can't go to another team. Like, one thing I know LeBron does care about is his legacy. I already think in his mind, and Bron, I love you. I'm speculating. You could tell me if I'm dead wrong here. But I think Bron is already like, dude, I've played for 3 teams. You know what I mean? I think that subconsciously might bother him a bit. I think that bothers him a bit that he's played for 3 teams. Because what does everyone say? Jordan played for 1 team.
Kobe's another one.
Kobe's played for 1 team.
Tim Duncan.
Magic played for 1 team. Larry Bird played for 1 team. Duncan played for, he hears that. So I don't think he goes and title chases. LeBron has 4 titles. I don't think he's sweating out a 5th title.
I'll tell you what, Dallas would be fun.
I would, because my sister works for the team. Actually, throw Dallas in there.
Dallas would be fun. You got Kyrie Irving there. They can run it back to the Cleveland days with Kyrie Irving. You got Cooper Flagg, probably an emerging LeBron James.
That team wouldn't win. That team wouldn't make it out of the second round.
Defense would be an issue.
A lot of things would be an issue. That team wouldn't make it out of the second round.
They just fired Jason Kidd, so he can handpick his head coach as well.
Bron, if you're listening, brother, I love you. You can go play for my kid sister's team, absolutely. You go play for Jenna Rizzo's team, the Mavericks. No problem.
Not over Cleveland, though, right?
Honestly, no problem with it. They could be over Cleveland. Family over everything. My sister works in the league for the Mavericks.
Would she want that over Cleveland?
Oh, my God, dude. Are you kidding me? Dame, she works for the team. It's her livelihood.
Yeah, but it's a Cleveland. It's a Cleveland.
My sister runs their social media.
You guys are diehard Cleveland fans, or at least you are.
Dog, my sister runs the Mavericks social media.
Oh, okay.
Do you think she wants LeBron James to come to the Mavericks?
At that point, her job just got so much easier.
Are you kidding me?
So much easier
You
at
could
that
sell
point.
the hell out of LeBron, dude.
I didn't know she ran the social media.
Dude.
That
She's
makes
one of the
difference.
admins.
That makes a difference.
She's one of the admins. I mean, come on.
What are we doing today? I don't know. Just post LeBron.
We picked up the greatest player in NBA history, pairing him up with hopefully one of the better young players in the league in Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, an American player, too.
Yeah.
Homegrown.
Yeah, Cooper. Cooper could be the next big thing. I know Joe and Jupiter certainly would think that. Folks, 888-760-3776. When we come back, we'll close out the program. If you want to keep it, we're going to keep taking your calls, 888-760-3776. On the other side of things, we'll continue the NBA conversations. This is Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Big flavors waiting at DQ Grill and Chill. Right now, in the DQ app, you can grab chicken tenders, fries, and a small Blizzard treat for just $9. 3 favorites, 1 solid deal. Then go cool, crunchy, and minty with the new Crunch and Cookie Cone Dip. Cookie crumble coating, sweet green crunch, classic DQ soft serve. And dive into the mint Oreo Blizzard treat. Loaded with Oreo cookie pieces and cool mint blended into that signature DQ soft serve. DQ Grill and Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Ford is here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you value what we value. Now offering employee pricing. American value for American values. Go to Ford.com or your local Ford dealer for more information.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Well, we're all a little confused because usually the baby shower means a big day for the woman actually having the baby. But Theo Dorsey is out attending the baby shower.
Baby, move my ass.
So myself, I'm in. Mike Rizzo in for Theo. And Damian is in for Colin, who is on the annual Pike Fraternity trip in Austin, Texas. It is now time to welcome on in Joe in Jupiter. Joe, your ears must be ringing, partner. How you doing?
Wow, that's great. How are y'all? I just got in the car, finishing the day of work, and you're talking about my Mavericks and what Masai Ujiri has done, and then hiring first of all, he's president, and then a general manager. It's going to be Mike Schmitz, not the baseball player. Heard an interview with him today. They ain't messing around.
Yep.
They got their angel with Cooper Flag. And then I hear that, is it you or your co-host
Damian
that has a sister?
Yep. No, that's me. My sister works for the Mavericks and is one of the people that runs the social media, Joe.
How excited is she, I would imagine?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, the Mavericks Nation is excited.
Yep. Now, would you take LeBron on the Mavericks next year, Joe?
Absolutely, we would. Now, depending on what we'd have to give up. He's always wanted to come to Dallas.
Yep.
But, I mean, now we don't want to give up the number 9 pick. We don't want to do that.
No, Joe, I think that, hang on. LeBron is a free agent. He can sign anywhere, brother. You don't got to give up anything.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, he's still got a lot left in the tank. and we got the number 9 pick. We got the 30th pick at least with the Thunder, and then a second-round pick.
Yep.
And then we got cap space, and Ujiri took the Raptors to the finals to win.
Yep.
You know, man, listen to this guy talk. He can motivate anybody.
Now,
Jump off a roof, I think.
Now, Joe, appreciate you listening, partner. Take care of my guy, Caleb Downs, all right?
Oh, my gosh. And that's a whole nother deal. Golly. I mean, top 5, you said, Dak Prescott. I think he's watch out for the Cowboys. And shout out to who's the Giants fan that calls in?
Ernie, our guy Ernie. Ernesto in West Palm.
Shout out to you. Good luck next Sunday or Sunday night football.
Well, he's all right. Joe, he's good. The Knicks are kicking my Cavs' butt, but I appreciate the call, Joe. Thanks for listening, partner. Now, next up, we got Tony in Indiantown. Do I have that right?
Terry in Indiantown.
Terry, I'm sorry, Terry. How are you, brother? Welcome on in.
Hey, I'm good, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for accepting my call.
Yep. What's going on, partner? What do you got on your mind?
That's my favorite player ever, LeBron. So, my theory would be, I would like him in Cleveland, but of course I'm from around the South Florida area. Why couldn't he come back to Miami when you say returning to a team?
Terry.
Now, Terry, Damian Perez, my producer, Miami guy through and through, loves the Heat. Does that make sense? Let me ask you this. Does it make sense for the Heat with where they're at as an organization to bring LeBron back at this moment in time?
No. But that's the same thing with Dallas. Why would you bring him back? They don't even have players or a coach or nothing. So it's the same. They're worse off in Dallas. Their best player was hurt last year, so they don't have even a semblance of how their team's going to look.
Now, Terry, when LeBron went back to Cleveland, what were your initial reactions as a Heat fan?
Well, I'm to be honest with you, I'm from Arkansas, and my original team was the Dallas Mavericks. I grew up as a Dallas Maverick diehard fan, and when I moved here, I wanted to be a little closer to my team, so I went with the Heat. When he went back to Cleveland, I was kind of happy because I didn't like the way Riley treated him.
Well, Terry, thanks for the call, partner. Appreciate you listening to Theoretically Speaking today. Now, I'll tell you what, Damian, Uncle Steve says it all the time that, and even Evan Cohen, the godfather of this station, and you can listen to Evan 6 to 10 on Sportsmanlike with him, Michelle Smallman, and Chris Canty, my guy Rob Lorenzo. But like the ultimate team that people come together for when they move to South Florida is the Heat.
Yeah,
that's the team that they all root for, and Terry, I think is proving that. Grew up a Maverick fan, but now he loves the Miami Heat,
especially in this era.
Do you really think LeBron could go? I don't even have. And listen, this has nothing to do with me. I promise you, this has nothing to do with me being a.
No one's thinking about Ohio State.
I promise it's not that. I promise you, it's not that. I just don't see him going to Miami.
I mean, what's Miami missing though? A player who can.
They're missing a 1A, Damian.
Right.
A young 1A. Hang on. They're missing a star. They need their DeBansa or whoever the next future star is. That's what they need.
Well, they
don't need it. I love LeBron. He's a top 10 player in the league right now at 40. But Dame, they need you specifically, Heat fan. You need the 1A.
I feel like if you bring in
young
LeBron,
1A.
If LeBron were to come back to Miami, he would be the point guard. At that point, you don't have to trade away Tyler Hero. You can keep Tyler Hero. You have a scorer who can give you buckets, whether it's a 3-point, he can get buckets at the in the paint. Tyler Hero's a good scorer. He can't run your offense, but he could score. And then you got Bam Adebayo, who's arguably a top.
Yeah, he scored. Thank God he scored 83 points in a game.
He's arguably a top 3, top 5 center in the league. So I think it makes sense for LeBron to come. And this isn't a new team for his resume. It's not like he joined a 4th team. It's just picking up where he left off.
I'll tell you what, Theo Dorsey isn't here today, but he is here in spirit. And he's talking through Damian Perez. I think Theo I swear Theo talked to me about it once. He thinks LeBron is going to go to Miami.
We're a bit delusional as Heat fans, I will say.
We're all Dame. Everybody is delusional as a fan. You know what I mean? Everybody is delusional. I'm somehow, some way, almost talking myself into the Cavs still having a chance in this series.
It's a bit different being a Heat fan though, because every time there's a big fish, a big free agent, a player who's gonna hit the market next year, Miami's always on that list. And in a way, we get our hopes up. So
now Giannis, I think, could still be an option. If I'm the Heat, I do everything I can
And
to get
apparently
Giannis.
Miami's the first option. You know, we hear about this every offseason as the Miami Heat.
It'll never happen, and I feel for Heat fan. I really do. The Heat should do everything in their power to get Giannis. And spare me with they don't want to get rid of Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. That's a waste of time.
That would mean giving up your first-round pick this year, though, in a draft that's apparently stacked.
Well, what
the
are they?
one time that you have a lottery
13?
pick. Yeah, it's a lottery
Come on.
pick. Though,
I mean, but
you know?
still, like, you're
You
not
get Phylon at 13.
You're not. You're not getting one of the prime players, is what I'm saying. You trade that pick for Giannis, absolutely, 110%. And you forget about you'll forget about Heat fans will forget about Tyler Hero when they see
I feel bad for
Giannis
Tyler.
wearing black and red.
That's a player I feel bad for. Every offseason, Tyler Hero's mentioned in trade talk.
I don't think he's very good, Dame.
He's a good scorer. I don't think he should be your number one option, but for him to be the second option,
I don't think he's worth holding on to and not getting exclusive stars.
I agree with that.
Like anyway, not to get into this again. Folks, you hear that music, that means it's time for us to go. Sometimes friends have to go away, but a part of them stays with you forever. Remember that in this life. But believe it or not, I'm not going anywhere. I got 2 more hours of Russo and Rizzo. Once again, appreciate Damian Perez filling in for Colin Russo, who is on the Pike Fraternity, Wisconsin Pike Fraternity annual goon trip. They're taking over Austin. Speaking of trips, we'll talk about that coming up next on Russo and Rizzo. Keep it locked in right here.